Hey guys, so let's talk about the top 5 items I bought in the last year. The first one is the iPad, and I always have the 12.9-inch iPad Pro with the Magic Keyboard and the pencil. I went full Apple wanker, and honestly, I don't regret this decision. So what do I actually use my iPad for? Number one, during my masters, I more or less made all my notes on my iPad. If you have the app GoodNotes, you can more or less import PDFs and annotate over those, which makes such a huge difference. So that was during my masters, but on a day-to-day, I more or less use my iPad almost every single hour of the day. When I wake up, I go to the gym and train. After training, I do cardio. Guess what? As I'm doing cardio, I'm literally watching some YouTube videos on my iPad. After cardio, I shower and I commute to work. And guess what? On my commute, I'm using my iPad to either edit a video like this that I'm recording, or make some notes, or even log into my video from work. Number three, when I go for meetings, I take my iPad with me. One of the days where you take a notebook and a pen and have to write down, you end up losing the notebook and all sorts of meaningful information. If you have an iPad, this is stored in the cloud. So I use my iPad to make notes during meetings. I make notes in Word and then email that to myself and then store that on my computer. It just makes life so much easier. When I'm working from home, I use iPad for Zoom if my webcam, like most times, decides not to work. When I'm in the living room and I'm doing some work, I use my iPad to edit a video while watching some football. The iPad more or less in the next future is going to replace the MacBooks. The iPad for me is more or less just a portable computer, and if you're considering buying an iPad, I would say 100% do it. Make sure you actually get the Apple Magic Keyboard with a trackpad and also get a pencil, because being able to annotate or draw, think about it, you're at work trying to understand a concept and you can't make sense of it by typing, bring out your pencil, draw something, and then that will make more sense. The next best purchase I got was my Apple Watch. I know this is not an Apple ad, it's just that Apple makes good products. So I'm going to have the Apple Watch Series 5 or 6, I'm not sure. To me, they're all the same anyway. And what do I use my Apple Watch for? Let's start from 5 a.m. when my day actually starts. I wake up at 5 a.m. each day, if my alarm goes off or not. But the Apple Watch more or less is my backup alarm in case for whatever reason I don't wake up. It's very easy to get distracted by your phone. When I get to the gym, most people don't work out intensely because they're busy on their phone typing away, and they'll lie to themselves and say, hey, I want to change the music. From changing the music, end up on Instagram or TikTok scrolling for like 2 minutes, and you have limited time to train. So for me, I connect my headphones to my Apple Watch. My phone is in my bag, or I don't know, somewhere in the locker. I'm even going to change my music. I use my Apple Watch, scroll, and then change the song. And it's actually the best part about having an Apple Watch. When I'm in the office or when I'm at home doing any sort of deep work, literally my phone is more or less kept away from my line of sight. Like literally the phone, I can't see it. It's probably in my bag, zipped up, or even my home. It's probably, I don't know, in some charging case away from my desk. And it's away from my desk because I want to keep away from any sort of distraction. A lot of research has come out and shown that by the mere fact that you can see your phone, you're less likely to concentrate on the work you're doing. So for me, keep the phone away, but you still might need to see if someone messages you, and it's very important. So for me, with the Apple Watch, if someone pings your phone, the name pops up. If it's important, you can tap and see what the message is, and then you can decide if you want to reply or not. Also, if you're working, you have headphones on, you want to change the music, instead of picking up your phone and then wasting 2 minutes, just tap and you can change the song. If you're enjoying the video so far, please drop a like and leave a comment. It goes a long way. The next thing I got this year was the Jabra 65T headphones, and yes, I didn't get AirPods because in my opinion, AirPods are not that great. So this Jabra 65T headphones are more or less a pair of wireless headphones that more or less go in your ear, and honestly, the noise cancelling and the sound quality is so good. And I got these headphones in particular because when you're at work and you're doing deep work, you want to more or less reduce distractions. By having the headphones in, noise cancelling, you can literally concentrate on your work completely without any sort of noise coming in. And also on the app itself, there's 4 different levels of noise cancellation, and also on the app you can decide to have some white noise or some TV ruffling or some coastal noise. Make sure you don't make the mistake of putting music while you're doing some important work, because your brain is literally not designed to listen to music and do meaningful work. Like, don't deceive yourself, it's not happening. And also don't listen to a podcast while you're doing work. You're just gonna make mistakes and then end up doing it again the next day. So have your noise cancelling headphones on, put some white noise or some fan noise, and then just go on with your work. So this year I really invested in my workspace. I remember back in 2018, I more or less used to work on just my computer, and then during my placement year, I got introduced to having a monitor to work, which was a game changer. So 2018 to like 2019, I worked with 1 monitor. 2020 came, I got a second monitor. 2021 came, I got 3 monitors, which I think is complete overkill. I had 2 horizontal and 1 vertical. And this year I decided to revert back to just having 2 monitors, but I got 2 new monitors. I got the LG 28 vertical inch monitor, which is kind of a different vibe. It's not a typical vertical monitor because it's more or less a hybrid between the horizontal and vertical, and it's very good because you can more or less, you know, have your Excel or your coding platform on that, and you can see a lot of the information. I also got the 34-inch LG monitor, and I got LG because, you know, the stand is quite aesthetic, so that was going to look nice on my desk, and that's why I got the LG monitors. I also invested a lot in my desk tabletop, so I'm always got this desk tabletop from Table and Top. It's black, has a nice finish, and I'm a very big advocate that if you have a clear workspace or well-designed workspace, it will 100% increase your productivity productivity, because the worst thing you can do is to working with very inferior instruments, using a very shit monitor with poor quality. Like, at the end of the day, I work in a bank, I'm doing part-time content creation. I need to have a good monitor, I need to have a good workspace to help me get my work done very efficiently. So hope you enjoyed that video, guys. I'll put links in the description for every product I mentioned in this video, and I'll see you in the next one.